Good evening. In the last class, we have discussed about some adjustments for panel accounts. And in the last class only, I told you that there are some more adjustments that we will come across in the panel accounts. So those adjustments, one by one, I'm going to tell you. Okay, first one is trade expenses and general expenses. Okay, trade expenses and general expenses. Trade expenses are nothing but part and parcel of general expenses. If general expenses are not given, you can show the trade expenses on the debit side of profit and loss account. And they must be shown, yeah, debit side of profit and loss account. Suppose if you come across trade expenses and general expenses when you are given. Trade expenses, you have to show that in on the debit side of trading account as direct expenses. And whatever it may be, general expenses, you have to show that in the debit side of profit and loss account. This is one adjustment that we come across. Okay, and after that, we are coming across salaries and wages. You see, sometimes what they will do is they'll give wages separately and salaries separately. When we come across wages and salaries, both the things at a time, then you have to show that on the debit side of trading account, wages and salaries. Suppose if you come across salaries and wages, you have to show that on the debit side of profit and loss account. Okay, this is about the salaries and wages. Next, adjusted purchases. So, what do you mean by this adjusted purchases? And when we come across some business people, they don't want to show the opening stock, purchases, and closing stock directly in the trading account. So, what they will do is they will adjust, and those things after adjustment, they will keep a word as adjusted purchases. And where we have to show that when you want to know about this adjusted purchases, first of all you have to take into account the opening stock, and you have to take into account the purchases. Opening stock plus purchases, you will get some total, and from that you have to deduct the closing stock. Then only whatever it may be the result that we come across, we will call that thing as adjusted purchases. And this adjusted purchases, you have to show that on the debit side of trading account. And here you have to take into account the closing stock also. Okay, the closing stock. The closing stock will not appear in trading account on the credit side. So what we have to do? This closing stock you have to show that on the asset side of the balance sheet as usual. Okay, but when we go for trading account, when we go for trading account, you have to take into account opening stock plus purchases minus closing stock. That amount we will call that thing as adjusted purchases. And this adjusted purchases, you have to show that on the debit side of trading account, and the closing stock, I mean, as usual, it should be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. This is the third adjustment that we come across. After this, we'll come across life insurance premium and income from personal investments. Yeah, personal investments. Okay, life insurance premium. Okay, when you take into account the life insurance policy compulsory, you'll come across life insurance premium. And you have to pay that life insurance premium. When you are paying the life insurance premium, it must appear as it is appearing as the personal this thing. It is appear it will it is nothing but a personal this thing, personal expenditure. So when you come across this personal expenditure, what you have to do is it should be treated as drawings. It is treated as drawings and should be deducted from capital on in the balance sheet on the liability side. Okay, when you come for this income from personal investments is treated as an additional capital, and you have to add this. Okay, income from personal investments you have to add to the capital. Okay, so this is the thing that we will come across regarding this thing. Okay, there are some expenses, there are some incomes that you will come across which belongs to person, which belongs to the person businessman, but not to the business. So whenever you come across like this, you have to treat them in a different manner. That thing people they have to understand this. Okay, next, income tax, advance income tax, and interest on advance income tax. This is also very, very, very important for any businessman. They will come across this income tax, advance tax, and interest on advance tax. Okay, interest on advance income tax. So when we come across these three things, what we have to do? Okay, in sole trader concerns, naturally you will come across this income tax, and this income tax they will charge on the total income of the person, but not on business income. Okay, so what we have to do? If income tax is given in trial balance, then it should be treated as drawings and deducted from capital. Okay, income tax on total income they will charge. Okay, the tax people they will charge. So what we have to do? It should be treated as drawings and it should be deducted from capital. Okay, it should be deducted from capital on the liability side of the balance sheet. Similarly, when we come across advance income tax, and if it is given in trial balance, okay, this advance income tax, okay, it should be treated as drawing, same as that of income tax. And whenever you are treating this as drawings, it should be deducted from capital on the liability side of the balance sheet. And whenever you come across interest on advance income tax, okay, this must be the income for the businessman, and it should be added to the capital. Okay, it should be added to the capital, okay, on the liability side of the balance sheet. And this, okay, income tax, advance income tax, and interest on the interest on advance income tax, these three things, income tax, advance tax, and income on advance tax, these three things will have their influence only in case of a sole trader, but not in case of partnership or joint stock company, whatever it may be. Only in case of sole trader only you will come. If you come across all these things, you have to take into account this income tax and advance tax as drawings, and they must be deducted from capital on the liability side of the balance sheet. And whenever you come across interest on advance tax, it is nothing but an income to the proprietor, sole trader. So to the it should be added to the capital on the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay. And the next one is the very, very important thing that people they will come across. That is VAT. So what is this VAT? Value added tax. And who has to pay? The customers has to pay. The customers has to pay. Okay, VAT is collected from customers along with the price of the goods sold. If sales including including 20,000 rupees as VAT and the total figure is 2 lakhs, then we have to see what is the VAT paid. Suppose if it is 18,000. Okay, in the trial balance, note down this. Okay, everything will be given in trial balance. Whenever you come across these things in trial balance, mind it, you will have only one effect. Okay, mind it, it will have only one effect. Now, VAT, value added tax, is collected from customers along with the price of the sales. If sales including VAT 20,000 rupees. If the total amount of sales total amount is 2 lakhs and VAT paid is, say for example, 18,000 rupees, then you have to see where they are appearing, whether they are appearing in trial balance or whether they are coming in adjustments. Suppose if they are coming in trial balance, then what we have to do? Okay, you have to deduct from this VAT from sales. Okay, VAT should be deducted and net sales. Okay, only you have to show that in the outer column. That is 2 lakhs minus 20,000 comes to 1 lakh 80,000. And remaining amount 2,000 rupees. Okay, 2,000 rupees. It should be shown on the liability side of the balance sheet, 2,000 rupees VAT pay as VAT payable. Like how you are showing bills payable, in the same way VAT payable 2,000 rupees you have to take into account. This means when you come across VAT, this when you come across VAT, what is the total VAT, value added tax, we have to take, and how much is the amount that we have paid. 18, I mean, VAT's total amount is 20,000 and VAT paid is 18,000. So remaining 2,000 rupees is still to be payable. That's why it will appear on the liability side of the balance sheet. And when you want to go for this, when VAT is included in sales, then whatever it may be the VAT amount, that is value added tax amount, you have to deduct from sales, and the net amount only you have to show that in the outer column on the credit side of trading account. On the credit side of trading account. Don't forget this. Okay, Amma. Next. Okay, we will come across some special adjustments. What are the special adjustments that we come across? The special adjustments are hidden adjustments regarding interest on loan and interest from investments. Okay, hidden adjustments regarding interest on loan and income from investments. He'll give you loan at so and so percentage, and he will give the date. Okay, and he will give the amount, and below that he will give interest paid on loan this much. Okay, for example, I'm going to give you an example. In a loan taken at 10% as on 1/1/2013, it is 50,000. Interest at 9% as on 1/1/2013, 20,000 debit side. Okay, interest paid on loan 2,500. Interest interest received on investments 900. This is a example that I'm going to give you, and this is completely a hidden adjustment, please. Okay, you won't come across directly this adjustment. It is nothing but a hidden adjustment given in the trial balance. Now one by one I'm talking about this. Interest loan amount is 50,000 amount. On that interest is 10%. So if you calculate on 31st December 2013, the total amount comes to 5,000 rupees. But interest paid on loan is 2,500. It means 2,500 rupees is outstanding. 2,500 is outstanding. Then what we have to do? On the debit side of profit and loss account, you have to write interest on loan 2,500 in the inner column plus outstanding amount 2,500. You have to add that and you have to show 5,000 rupees on the debit side of profit and loss account. This is the adjustment that we come across. This is a first effect. And second effect is when you are showing this loan amount on the liability side of the balance sheet, you have to write loan amount inner column 50,000 plus outstanding interest 2,500, and the gross figure you have to show that on the in the outer column of the balance sheet. On the liability side, don't forget about that. On the on the liability side of the balance sheet, you have to show that. Next, coming to the yeah, coming to the income on investments. Income on investments is 20,000 and 9% is the interest. When you calculate, you will come across okay 1800 rupees. But income from investment interest on investments you have given 900 rupees. So there what you have to do is okay, first of all you have to take into account the interest on investments, income from interest on investments on the credit side of profit and loss account. Mind it. Okay, you have to show that on the credit side of the profit and loss account. Income from interest on investments 900 plus outstanding interest remaining 900, and the gross amount you have to show that as 1800 on the, or I mean outer column. And this amount, it should be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. You have to add this, 900 rupees to mean 1800, I mean the investments amount, and you have to show that. Because okay, total amount we have to receive is 1800. Out of this 1800, you received half amount, that is 900 you have received. But you have to show the complete interest amount on investments. So when you have to show the complete amount, whatever it may be, you have to add that as an outstanding interest, okay, on the credit side of profit and loss account. And the same interest amount you have to add to the investments in the balance sheet on the asset side. This is about the things that we come across. Next, goods used for personal use distributed as samples. Personal use, you have to show that as drawings. Already I told you. Already in the previous classes, I told you that whether you take income, money, or goods for your personal use, you have to consider that as drawings. Okay. So when you, I mean, I'm going to give an example. A manufacturer of medicals, okay, used medicines for personal use worth rupees 800, distributed as samples worth rupees 3600, and gave it to his staff worth rupees 1500 for their personal use. Give adjustment entry. All these things, whatever it may be, whether it may be for personal use, whether it may be for free samples, whether it may be for his staff, whatever it may be, you have to consider them as drawings. And these amounts you have to deduct from purchases, and the net amount only you have to show in the outer column of trading account. Mind it, they must be deducted from purchases. Whether you take for your personal use, whether you go for samples, whether you give for your staff, whatever it may be, okay, the complete amount will be treated as purchases, and the same thing, it must be deducted from purchases on the debit side of trading account, and the net amount only you have to show that in the outer column. Next, stationery. Okay, when you go for stationery, you will come across opening balance of stationery. That is whatever it may be, the closing stock of stationery of last year, it will become the opening stock. And what is the purchases that you come across? And after that, what is the closing stock of stationery? Okay, because when you come across opening stock and when you purchase the stationery, automatically you will come across the closing stock of stationery. Then what we have to do with this? Okay, and another thing is, when this stationery, when it was included in purchases, when it was included in general expenses, when it was included in, I mean, general expenses, purchases, all these things, closing stock, yeah. Okay, when you come across these amounts in general expenses, closing stock, and purchases, whatever it may be, opening stock, not purchases, opening stock, then what you have to do is, first of all, you have to take into account the opening stock of stationery. For that, you have to add what is the stationery purchased. You have to add, and from the total, you have to deduct the closing stock of stationery. Thereby, you'll come across the stationery used, stationery consumed or used, and that thing you have to show in profit and loss account on the debit side. And whatever it may be, the amounts included in opening stock, you have to deduct that, and from general expenses you have to deduct that, and from closing stock also you have to deduct that. Okay, so like this you will come across about these adjustments, and remaining adjustments tomorrow we are going to see. Until then, bye.